This is the spot right here, man. A lot of things happen for me here. You know, I think this is where I really bloomed at. Because before I came to the school, I was living in Puerto Rico. It's about 12, 13. But, you know, I was still kind of innocent. And when I came to this school, man, everything changed here, man. I think that's when I really noticed what I was capable of when I came here. That's when I met the people I met. And, you know, I started getting into the wildlife, man. I noticed that I wanted this job so bad. I was working at Avon. I was working with my brother. And it was a good job, man. Real good job. You know, I was in the mailroom department, but I was young, though. You know, so for me, working in the mailroom department, wearing slacks, you know, working with a bunch of people, Caucasian, Indian, you know, I mean, it has nothing to do with the race, but, you know, I was just around totally different people. I wasn't, you know, that I was never around in my life. So, you know, I was around these people, and, you know, the way I blended in with these people was crazy. And I worked there for about, I have to say, a couple of months I was there. And I was a temp. So they asked me, after a while, they said, you know, we like you. We'd like you to stay here. You know something? You know what happened? I have my GED. So when that happened, like, I was like mad already because I was like, damn, no GED, no job. I can't get a good job. So then it kind of took me back to like, well, how come I don't have a diploma? Because I didn't go to school. So after I thought about that, man, that kind of like really messed my head up. And I was like, you know what, I need to change, man. You know, like, I always wanted to have a good job, and I couldn't get a good job, and, you know, man, school is a big thing, man. These kids don't even understand these days, man. School is really important. You know, like, you know how some people say school, no education? You know, you always be like, oh, well, maybe you can make it. Let me tell you something. The only way you're going to make it in this earth without going to school is if you know somebody. If you don't know anybody, you're going to have a long way to go. You better go to school. That's why I tell people, go to school, man, because without school, you ain't got nothing. And to this day, I'm still struggling. You know, I'm 22 myself now, man, but, you know, I got me my own place and all that, but, I mean, I'm still struggling, you know? I mean, and life is a struggle. Every day is a struggle. You know, I realize that. I try not to whine about what I don't have anymore, and I just try to look at what I do have. You know, I'm alive. I eat. I sleep good. I have a family. You know, I don't have as much money as I want because, like you said before, I do want to be rich. That's one of my biggest dreams, man. I would love to be rich, man. But all that comes with the things in the past. And that's why, you know, these parents, they tell these kids, go to school, do this, do that. And, you know, as we young, we always think we know it all. And we really don't know nothing, man. We don't know nothing. We think we know, but we don't know nothing, man. It's just the beginning. We still in the beginning stage of life, believe it or not. We're still in the beginning stage, but we're starting to bloom out now more, man. You know, and I could say, you know, I did enjoy my teen years. I did. You know, even though I fooled around, I didn't go to class, and, you know, meeting girls and smoking and, you know, making money in the streets. I mean, all that is good and fun, but at the end of the day, man, there is no benefits, you know? You know, I tell a lot of these kids out here, a lot of them want to spend time all day trying to get females and all that. Let me ask you a question. What can you do with a female with no money? I mean, I don't want to say it like that. It's not all about money. But, you know, you spend 2/3 of your life out here all day trying to get females. You get 20 numbers. You don't have no education, no job. What you gonna do? Looking for a handout, for somebody to give you something. And, you know, that's what I'm noticing out here these days. Everything is just, everybody's looking for a handout. Men are looking for handouts, females are looking for handouts. You know, I don't want to put down a woman, I don't want to put down a man, but that's what it comes down to. Everybody these days is looking for a handout. They always want somebody to give them something. Nobody wants to work for what's theirs anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I can't get into people's heads, but that's just the way nature is these days, man. You know, like, I remember when I was young, and I used to have older people tell me all the time, like, you know, do your thing, Marquise, you know, go to school, do this, do that. And I used to say to myself all the time, like, yeah, I know, but I knew so much that I put myself in a lot of situations that I could have prevented. So, it's like you see these kids now, you see people, and it's like you tell them the same thing. Or like when I sit in the bus, you know, sometimes I sit in the bus and I see these kids laughing. You got these girls sitting on their laps and everything. And I have my days where I be cranky. I be like, oh shit, these fucking kids making all this noise and shit. You don't want to hear it. But then you look at them and you laugh and you're like, wow, that was me right there, You're like, damn, I'm so mellow now, man. Life has changed so much. But life is beautiful though, Life is beautiful, man. Just to be here right now talking to you, looking at these trees, looking at these cars pass by, man. It's beautiful. I was locked up, so I think that's another thing that really I could say changed my life, being locked up, man. That shit is not pretty, man. You got people telling you when you can use the bathroom, when you can call your family, And then it's like when you locked up, all you hear is a bunch of bullshit all day. You be listening to knuckleheads talk about what they used to do in the streets, Let me explain something to you. Jail only teaches you one thing, how to be a better criminal. The only way you can get some knowledge when you're in jail is if you stay in them books. And I could say 70% of the people who are in jail right now are not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can say that's not a good spot. It's not a good spot anyway, but I mean, my whole thing is the cards that I'm dealt with in this life, I gotta work with those cards. You understand? I can't complain about what I have. I just gotta work with what I got, So, because your garbage may be the next man's treasure, and I learn to look at things like that, If you notice, we always talk about what we can't have. We always want what we can't have, you know what I'm saying? We never talk about what we do have and how happy we are what we got. We always talking about, oh, I want this, I want that. We just can't work with what we have. It's like, you're never gonna be satisfied. And nothing will never be perfect, It's never gonna be perfect, no matter what. No matter how many females you get, you know what I'm saying? There's always going to be one that you want because she has something better. No matter how many cars you get, there's always going to be somebody getting another car. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to want another one. It's the truth, man. I mean, you just got to deal with what you got, man. And this is what I got right now. I got my family, I got my life, I got my legs, I got my arms, I'm strong. And, I'm just living day one by one. You know what I'm saying? Living these days one by one.